Alright, alright, alright. How's everybody doing?
Supposed to call you Matthew after that?
Hmm?
Are we supposed to call you
Good.
Matthew after that?
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Anyways. Well, I'm sorry, Snap episode 22, as always, it is your DM, Rai. Once again, joined by this cast of characters. Last week, you all got stalked by a frostworm after entering its tunnel. Surviving that, making your way through the frozen wastes to Site 1, where you had a confrontation on an airship with a certain invisible flying rogue. After surviving it, they let you go. And in response, you burned the ships down using Royce's Drake. You all took a long rest outside of the site, and it is from the morning before the sun rises that day that we continue now. What would you all like to do?
So we did take a long rest?
You guys did take a long rest.
Do we see any signs of anyone following us or commotion of any sort?
Make a survival check.
It's just a 13.
Don't see any footprints in the ice and snow.
I'm back up to full charges on my staff now.
Fun. Okay. So with that, what are y'all doing?
Royce, about how far is the journey from here to the I don't know, base camp or wherever we started from?
Right. When I know that time easily.
It, from your memory of the map, it looks to be about equidistant between Site 1 and 2, where it's just a little bit more than a full 6 hours travel.
Okay, I'll relay that to everyone.
Should we get started, or does anybody have anything left to do here?
We should go and check in with Sari and let her know of our findings.
I think we should talk about, should we let her know about all of our findings? Or should we keep some of them private?
I don't think they need to know all of them.
I agree. I think the temple of the gods is something that nobody needs to know about, right?
I think it would be bad if they knew. To know that that library is there and all the things that they can find is probably not something we want them to have.
I agree. I think they should know about the Whispered One's activities up here. They should know about the 10.
Well, we already asked her what she knew about the 10.
Yeah. And I guess they can know about what was here and what was at Site 2, and I'm even okay telling them we burned the place down because we knew what it was going to be used for. And if they knew what it was going to be used for, they'd have done the same thing.
I agree.
All right. If you guys are heading out for the day, I need somebody to roll a d20 for me, please.
Three.
Okay. Roll another d20 for me.
6.
Okie
I'm not
dokie.
rolling well today.
Oh, actually, it's probably good. It seems to be about normal, just hovering about freezing, probably a little bit below as it has been the last couple days. And there are some clouds in the sky, but they don't seem to be bringing any snow with them today, at least. Okay. All right. So with that, same marching order as normal. Broom, dragon, horse. Tomash's feet. Feat. Okay.
Yep.
All right. You guys travel the 6 hours you have of daylight once again over the cold, frozen tundra of this place. As you guys walk towards the end of the day, kind of light snowfall kind of starts. Not heavy, just enough to obscure a little bit of your vision. So you guys can make it to the landing site if you want to push the 2 hours past dark like you guys had the option of doing before.
I think it probably makes sense to keep going.
Okay.
This time it does.
This time it does. The other times it really didn't. But
Okay. So that means I need everyone to roll 2 Constitution saving throws.
can we just say everyone's within 10 feet of me
Yes.
when we make these? So everyone gets +4.
Okay. I just. Oh.
9 and 22.
Okay.
14 and an 18.
21 and 10.
Okay.
19 and 23.
And what were Bael's?
20 and 13.
Okay. Bael, Megs, and Tomash all have point of exhaustion. And I need somebody besides Lenny to roll a d20 for me, please.
10.
You all make it safely, albeit cold because of the crushing kind of cold that comes immediately as night falls. It drops like 20 degrees. It's exhausting the last 2 hours, more exhausting than walking through the wastes during the daylight hours. But just as you guys are about to give up, you see the few lights, the 2 or 3 kind of really small lights they have exterior wise on these 3 buildings that make up the landing site. And are able to get there in about 15 minutes.
Let's head into the main hall where they gave us all our stuff.
Yeah, start looking for Sorry so we can report.
When you guys get there and try and push in like the main door building to come in, it's locked, and you guys knock on it, and Sare opens the door looking almost identical to how you guys first met her a couple weeks ago now, believe it or not. Glad you have made it safely.
Glad to be back.
It was a doozy.
Anything else of interest happen that we need to be aware of for research purposes?
A lot of things. Do you want to start with Site 1, Site 2, or Site 3?
Site 3 was when you contacted me about the 10, was it not?
It was.
Oh.
We, I'm trying to remember when we contacted you about that. Was that when we had only encountered one of them?
Yes, and you supposedly killed him too.
And we encountered a second. He got away.
Okay.
And I'm sure the other 8 are out there somewhere.
All right. Good to know.
And they're quite vicious, to say the least.
We've lost several crews in Site 3. Are they the reason? Or is there something else?
They might have been the reason, most likely.
Yeah, the servants of the Lich are not well known for showing mercy and taking prisoners.
Fair. Fair. So what about Site 2, 3, or Site 1, rather?
Well, Site 1 was the site of a couple airships that the Lich was using. We previously weren't aware that such ships existed, but that's what they are.
I'd always assumed it was a dry dock, but that would make sense. That would make sense, yes.
They don't exist anymore.
Well, that is unfortunate.
We burned it down.
That is
Another one
unfortunate.
of the Liches, another one of the servants of the Whispered One confronted us, fought us, and told us what that fleet was going to be used for, and if and we decided that knowing what it was going to be used for, it couldn't be allowed to continue existing.
Not at all.
It also allowed us to, escape with our lives. We were very hurt in that process. Occupational hazard, you understand.
Yes. Okay.
As for Site 2, was just kind of an empty pit. It was the site where the our green friend's army was trained. Everything up here seems to relate back to him in some way.
We had thought it was some kind of arena. Mystery domes, as it were. So it's good information to have. All right. You all have been very busy.
We have been. I'm just still looking for an answer to the question that I asked the Mage Emperor weeks ago.
Which is what?
What is he planning to do about it? When is he going to start taking the threat of the Whispered One seriously, and what is to be done? We tried to impress upon him the seriousness of the threat, and he sent us up here on a wild goose chase. And it turned out that the wild goose chase was about the Whispered One. And this threat is even more serious than we previously thought. And every person in some official capacity who we try to tell about this just does the same thing you're doing, and they nod and they look very concerned and they say, interesting. What are you going to do about it?
That is above my pay grade. Here, in this capacity. To be completely honest.
Then I'd like to have another conversation with the Mage Emperor.
It's possible that can be arranged. But
I'm gonna go ahead and pull Lenny aside real quick.
okay,
Here, Alvin.
yeah.
I'm gonna kind of whisper to him and be like, "Are you sure you want to talk to the Mage Emperor? If we don't want to give away all we've discovered, he seems like he'd be quite insightful. Might be hard to deceive."
Yeah, that's a good point. But I don't know.
Just something to think about before you take that step.
It's a risk I might be willing to take if it helps us defeat the Whispered One. I feel like I'm this entire time we've just been talking to brick walls.
Well, you have my support either way. I just wanted to make sure that was something you were considering.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So, do you want me to arrange that conversation? If I can.
If you can just get him the message, let him know what we've seen, what we've discovered,
The information will be relayed.
particularly that the threat is imminent. The This is an existential threat to civilized existence in this world. And I don't know, I really need his response to that to be more than, huh, interesting.
Make your thoughts known. Are you all going to rest here then? Before we have a supply ship coming soon, in the next couple of days. If that is how you want to get back.
Yeah, it would probably be a good idea for us to rest here.
All right. The room upstairs is available as normal. and I will relay the information to the appropriate parties.
We appreciate the hospitality.
Sorry, we're getting between shipments to where we're running low on supplies, unfortunately. I would offer more.
No, it's no skin off our backs. We've been living on rations for the last couple weeks.
All right. You will have a good evening, and we can talk more about what you discovered tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody want to do anything before you all go to bed?
I think Edwin's pissed off. He's just going to bed. He's not even going to remember to make acid.
Okay.
Lucy's actually gonna talk to Evandra.
Okay.
She's gonna grab her necklace just off in the corner by herself and I know we have to go back for reasons other than mine, but can you just let me know that Rose is safe? Maybe happy, but safe?
Okay. Anyone else? All right. Dean, are you alive over there? Thumbs up. Perfect, thank you. As you all fall asleep, Lucy, you awake in the casino where you had previously encountered a piece of Evandra that she had left behind. She's kind of like the lighting, her features are kind of blacked out because of light shining in your eyes from behind her. She just kind of taps her staff, and this kind of like green rolls over through her chair, blocking your vision, and then you kind of black out. And as you blink again, trying to come to, you're in some forest you don't recognize. It's familiar, but it's not at the same time. And you see a similar structure to what you walked through. Out of it walk three shadowy figures, fully armored, weapons to the nines on them. And you can't tell if they're entering your plane or coming here.
Do I recognize the armor at all?
Make a history check.
$13.
All right. One of the suits of armor looks slightly familiar to you, but you can't quite place how you know it.
Okay.
And you hear kind of whoosh sound to your side as you feel like a weight on your shoulder. As you hear Vondra whisper in your ear. Sometimes even my luck runs out. I'm sorry.
Can I insight check this being?
Yes.
$24.
What exactly are you inciting for?
I guess I'm trying to determine if it's actually her or the Lich.
It feels. You imagine if it was the Lich deceiving you, it would feel colder. The breath on your ear would feel colder. The weight would be heavier on your shoulder. You're pretty sure it's a Vondra.
Okay. Well, you told me I needed to leave and be stronger, and now I know why.
And you feel her kind of pull you back. You kind of fall into the grass and you kind of wake up, and just as the dawn is coming through the really small windows here. And then the rest of you slowly awaken to the morning. With that, the morning is yours. If you guys had a point of exhaustion from the previous day, it is wiped away. What would you all like to do with your morning?
And everyone sleep.
It's a rough one.
All right. Even if you guys aren't going anywhere, can I get somebody to roll for the weather today, please? Who isn't Lenny who did it last time?
I did it last time.
18.
2.
18. All right. I will take that as the second roll. The sun's a little bit brighter today. Feels like even inside you can feel it's probably unseasonably warmer than it would be most other times around the year. Hardly any clouds in the sky today. As the sun is now fully up and cracking through the windows.
I guess just Do we just go downstairs and look for Sare? She said she had more she wanted to talk to us about.
I think we have to.
Yeah.
Right? She's there at a desk, scribbling away on big books of notes that other previous, probably residents of this structure have been compiling for God knows how long at this point. Kind of writing in the margins of some pages when you guys come downstairs.
So sorry, you said you wanted to speak to us about other things. Let's have it.
I wanted more details. You said these things were airships, but and I have that down, but I'm a little bit interested in how you knew.
Because the the undead spirit rogue person who's in charge of them told us.
Okay. Did this person
And
have
that
have a name?
I believe that would have been the unseen from the 10.
I mean, I probably would have asked her, except I was too busy dodging her daggers.
Make an intelligence check from Keen Mind, Royce.
18.
Only one was called Angel. So based off the wings, you think it might be that one? From the list you guys compiled?
I assume. One sec.
shrouded angel.
I assume from the wings, yeah. I mean, that would be my thought. But
All right. Besides what she told you, was there anything else that you guys experienced or saw down there that could
Oh,
add to the report?
both ships had an apparatus
Okay.
down where I guess the rudder would be in
Okay.
a normal ship.
Yeah.
But it was in some kind of apparatus that seemed similar to a forge. It sort of obviously ran on some kind of fuel. I don't know if it was coal or something else, but it certainly didn't seem like a standard sailing vessel. There was something else that powered it.
looked like a
And then
forge, you said?
this when this shrouded angel showed up and told us they were airships, it made sense to me. The technology wasn't familiar to me,
Okay.
and
Um, all right. Thank you. I can add all that in. Much appreciated.
any word from your superiors?
Um, the Mage Emperor is interested in having a conversation with you about the 10. If you're up for it.
With some conditions.
It's obviously going to depend on what the conditions are.
On the conditions that our conversation be limited to the Lich, the Whispered One, and that he not try to probe into our minds for anything else we may or may not have seen up there. We'll give him the information he needs to know. We just need him to not get greedy and start probing for things he doesn't need to know.
I hate to say this, but you might not be in the position to negotiate that. I will send him the message, of course, but is that acceptable, at least? To try?
Yeah, certainly, if you'd like to send him the message, and it's not anything bad. They're just, having a negotiation with a mind reader doesn't exactly put us on equal footing, and we prefer to keep the private parts of our
That is
lives private.
certainly true.
It was unnerving the first time we had a conversation with him, is all.
Fair. She pulls out a piece of copper wire and whispers into it as it slowly disappears out one side of her mouth. This kind of green and purple energy as it dissipates. Kind of nods at 30 or so seconds later. He will agree to not probe your mind on one condition.
Name it.
He's allowed to if he thinks you're lying to him.
I'd look around to the others and try to gauge how we feel about that. I
I
think that's
mean,
acceptable to me.
that's a pretty
You have nothing to lie
subjective
about.
opinion, though.
We can simply not lie.
That doesn't mean he's not going to think that we're lying so he can see what he wants to see. That's all I'm saying. It isn't if we don't lie to him, it's if he doesn't think we're lying to him. Those are two completely different things.
I know it's a risk, but I think if it could actually lead to some kind of action against the Lich, I think that might be a risk I'm willing to take.
Secondarily, he did have another question for you all, which is conversation up here or in Valerian?
We are going to need to head back that way if we're going where I think we're going next.
Yeah, I think Valerian sounds good to me. Like Lucy said, we're gonna need to head in that direction anyway, and getting out of this cold sounds great.
I have to agree.
Lucky you all. My god. Where is my map? There it is. Alright, I'll send him another message. Are you all ready to go? It's immediate.
Yeah, I don't think we brought anything up here other than what's on our backs.
Excellent. Sends another message. Give me 1 second. Okay. A few seconds later, this kind of Actually, you've seen people from the Mage Guard before. You know what they are, Secta Gussus. One fully armored with like a face mask on, kind of strides in the room with a pop, kind of pops into the room. Are you all ready to go?
I think we are.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. All right, you'll cast teleport again. God, that was too close for comfort. On that D20 roll because it is over level 3. And you all are in a unfamiliar stone building. Innate stonework over every doorway. Out of this room, there's 4 of them at this kind of teleport circle. It's this blue stone granite room. It is way warmer here than it was by a magnitude of about 40 degrees, almost.
Just taking off the cold weather gear and stashing it in my backpack and warming up a little bit.
It's exactly what I'm gonna do as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a fire?
No, there's not a fire in this room.
Okay. If there were a fire, I would stand next to it.
Yeah. Follow me. I'll lead you through one of the doorways down this kind of long hallway, past several dozen doors in this extremely long hallway. And the end, there's these double doors that kind of magically open as he approaches, and it is this kind of grand hall. At the end, as you guys walk in, all the way past this ornately engraved elvish table, in intricate, immaculate chairs that look like they were sculpted out of a single tree, that they grew into that shape. There are 3 kind of stained glass panels. To the left, there's another set of double doors. To the right, there's a door, a fireplace with a ever-changing colored fire in it. When you guys first walk in, it's blue before quickly changing to greens and then pinks and purples. And beyond the fireplace, another single door. The stained glass in this room is very interesting, as it seems to depict Rainon, as you have seen him once, single-handedly taking down a 5-headed dragon. In ornate details. Okay. Please have a seat.
Is there a bench or are there chairs?
There's like the long table with the ornate chairs in the center of this room.
I have a seat.
I sit next to Alvin.
I'll sit next to Lucy.
Go ahead and sit down too.
The mage guard leaves without making any noise, which kind of freaks you guys out. You kind of look 1 second, he's there, and the next second he's gone. And eventually, through the door on the far side closer to the stained glass in the fireplace, the door kind of swings open, and it's about 10 seconds before anybody walks through. Raynon enters the room in his blue and silver robes. This time, actually has his crown on, which is immense and jeweled. He's in full ego mode right now, Max. I see the look on your face.
Have to separate the Penelope from the Lucy.
If it isn't the northern explorers, it's good to see you all alive.
It's nice to be warm.
Or mostly alive, actually. I believe you've lost one.
Yeah, still working on what exactly happened to her.
Interesting.
Is it? Is it interesting?
Yes. You've clearly, if she'd fallen in combat, you would have just told me that.
She didn't.
And that makes it interesting. The fact that there's a mystery surrounding it. So,
I don't think it's much of a mystery. Things happen just as we have told you they were going to happen. The Lich is back. He gave her life, she changed to another deity, and he took it away.
Fascinating. So, he sits down on a chair at the head of the table. You've found Vecna's chosen.
We'd prefer if you didn't use his name.
Oh, I can't summon him. He couldn't hear me if he tried.
Well, all
that's
the
a
same,
neat trick.
we won't.
Fair. And understood. Or so.
But yes, we found his 10 chosen. And we've had encounters with 3 of them so far. Killed 1, 2 got away. And the other 7, I'm sure, are still out there.
Although I'm not sure killed really means anything in this context.
Did you separate the head from the body?
Don't look at me, I was dead when you guys did that.
No.
So it's possible that all 10 of them may be out there.
Well,
We've also found the arena where he trained his armies and the dry dock where he kept his airships, which we destroyed. Everything up there seems to relate back to him in some way. And it's almost like you knew that when you sent us there.
I knew certain things existed up there that have been quietly hidden.
So what's the plan?
Against him.
Yeah.
You see, the thing is, how is he going to do it? That's the question. How is he going to get enough power to come back into the material plane as a god?
I'm not sure that is the question with respect, Mage Emperor. I think the
So,
question is, how do we stop him?
so how much do you know about ascending?
Well, we've learned a little bit, what we've been able to glean from books here and there. Why don't you enlighten us?
It requires an immense amount of magical energy. He would have to bring whatever device he's using, which I'm sure he'll craft elsewhere and bring into this plane, on exactly the right ley lines, with the exact right amount of energy, or it will fail.
DM, do I have any idea what ley lines are?
Make a history check for me.
13.
Um, Also, Tomash, make a history check for me, since this is technically in your purview as a blood hunter.
I got a whopping 6.
You roll with advantage because you're a blood hunter.
That is true. We'll make it 18.
All right. Alvin, you've heard your mother talk about ley lines in passing when you were a small child, but not enough to remember any information. Tomash, you basically know it's how magic is like happens throughout the world. Like there are ley lines containing magical energy. Certain places have more ley lines running through them than others, where more magic can happen and bigger magic can happen.
Okay.
Um, and there's only two places on this planet where he has enough energy.
And they are?
Where you all were in the frozen wastes, which is unusable because magic has gone sideways up there since the last time he attempted it. As I'm sure you all have experienced. And right where we're sitting, the heart of Valera.
Then I think you need to get ready. If it has to be one place or the other and he can't use that one, he will come after you and there will be a war. It's not a question of if, but when.
Yes. I am aware. We've been aware since the cult first stole an artifact from us. And have been planning for their eventual takeover of Valera, and I will not see this city fall a second time.
I mean, words are lovely, but you can't have planned for the city to fall the first time either.
No, that was because I was naive back then. I shared power. I relied on others to agree with my decisions or block them. This time I have utmost command of everything.
Again, with respect, Mage Emperor, I'll take your word for it. Listening to him talk, he's convinced that he's going to defeat you. And you seem to be convinced that you can defeat him, and one of you is going to be wrong. And I think the best thing to do is prepare.
With all due respect, which quite frankly at this point is none, we have been preparing. That's what the Sectognosis was trained for. countering magic, tracking it, seeking it out, and not allowing it to enter our city without supervision or surveillance.
You mentioned the cult. What artifact did they steal?
About 10 years ago, Sector Garces was infiltrated by several members from, they assumed, were the cult of Zahir, that it was just a front used by people to keep it under our noses. They snuck into the vaults and stole the hand of Vecna, and that is the moment I knew what they were going to try and do. "10 years to prepare for one battle."
Well, it's nice to know that you're taking it seriously. And you'll
Reward
forgive and you'll forgive my worry that with the limited information I had before that I thought maybe you weren't.
The thing about it is, after living this long, things get twisted about who you can trust. Most of the time, it ends up being no one. Which is unfortunate. Really. But with the information I shared to you, it was a good assumption that I wasn't taking it seriously. In your shoes and your intellect, I would have thought the same. So,
Speaking of the cult, I had another question for you,
yes.
unrelated.
Yes.
I wanted to ask what's to be done with Lilcene? Everyone who previously lived there has either been mind controlled by the cult or been killed or fled. Is there some kind of plan for what to do with that settlement?
I imagine we'll probably give the land, the plots, and the houses away to friends of the Empire.
I have an alternative proposal if you'd be so kind, Page Emperor.
Certainly. What did you have in mind?
I'd like to try to reestablish the town.
I mean, that'd be my ultimate goal as well.
And my friends and I could certainly use a base of operations. If we can, and we've got money. If we have your blessing to sort of set ourselves up there and try to resettle the area with, basically the refugees that have fled to try to get it working again. I know it's relatively small potatoes, as they say, in the grand scheme of things, but I don't know. I care about that place.
Make a persuasion check.
Guidance.
With guidance, that's a 24.
Right. You certainly seem like I can't talk you out of it. I'm doing my best to recollect the town last time we were there. If you don't mind me thinking through a second. Because you're right, it is small potatoes. It's almost below me. And he'll kind of wave his hands, and out of the table kind of springs like this 3D in blues and silvers kind of map of the town of Little Scene. And 3 houses kind of light up gold. It's actually your house and the 2 houses on the end of town, the farmhouses that you are aware of. What if I sign over those 3 and the associated properties? Is that enough?
That's more than enough, thank you.
All right. I will be giving the other houses and the farm plots away as gifts of those who have been kind to us, if that is okay with you.
As you wish, Mage Emperor.
Perfect. So, if you don't mind me asking, have you confronted him again?
We've been confronted by him.
Oh,
The choice was not ours, I assure you.
interesting. Very interesting.
And because I'm sure you either already know or are going to come by this information anyway. I feel comfortable telling you that there's another task that we have.
No.
A sort of contingency plan for how to stop him if he ascends. And we're gonna work on putting that plan into action just in case.
So it wasn't just a myth then.
I'm sure you can understand our desire to play this close to the vest.
Just don't let any dwarves know that you possess it. And it shouldn't be a problem.
Understood.
All right. Is there anything else you all would ask of me, considering I sent you on an impossible task, and you've somehow completed it?
Look around the table to everybody else. He just gave me real estate for free. I'm good.
I think you've helped us enough.
All right.
And I won't speak for everyone else at this table, but if I can be of any assistance in the defense of this city, you know where to find me.
Oh, I will absolutely let you know. Because I'm sure he's going to try and involve you somehow, anyways.
It always seems to work out that way, doesn't it?
Yes, well, knowing what we both know, it will involve you. Unfortunately. All right, well. believe that concludes our business transaction. Is there anywhere you wish to go, or are you going to make it to Lucine on foot?
It's only an hour away on foot, right? Above the game.
It's like 4.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, also to be fair, you guys did go one time zone, so yeah. It's still morning. Damn it.
Yeah. We could go back to Lucine, rest for a little bit, and kind of set up our heap, as it were.
Eventually, we'll have to make our way back between Valoran and Saren.
Yeah.
All right. Best of luck to you. All right. He will leave the room. Just guard that guarded you before, will say. If you don't mind, please follow me out. These double doors that you did not come in. Down a hallway. This one having no doors or windows, and out the door into the city of Valerian.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I was actually going to say, why don't we take our break here? So you guys can look at the map of Valerian, and we'll be back in a couple minutes, guys. Alrighty, Rue, welcome back. You guys head out into the mean streets of Valerin. JK, it is a very, very pretty looking city. At least where you are in the Mages District. I will also say, as soon as the door closes behind you, it's just a wall. You just walked out of a brick wall. The door disappears. Like, it's the front of a building, but there's no door on it. It's a little odd.
Well, that was an interesting meeting, but I take it back to our base unless we need to shop.
Yeah, I'm kind of anxious to check out our new real estate, but if there's anything here, I'd like to have a look at that as well.
Do you need anything to get your forge running?
I bought a couple bags of coal when we were up north in Shield or Kovarg. They're all kind of running together in my head at this point.
That's the point.
Somewhere up in Isocross, whatever.
But
Up in the frozen wastes.
Megs, I love you, but
You did it, right?
that's true. I did.
what kind of I mean, I guess we should look at what we're working with before we decide what we need to buy or improve, but it might be worth it to try to hire some stonemasons or architects or something like that to make us a proper defensible base.
I mean, I get to pull out my favorite thing I've ever bought for D&D.
It might.
Oops. No, Microsoft Edge bad. Why do you exist?
I do think we need some builders, like you said, though.
It
I
exists
think that
so
would
that you
help.
can open it by accident.
There. I do. I get to pull out strongholds and followers.
And I'm not sure, like above game, I'm not sure exactly how I would go about doing this, but if there's anything I can do while we're here to sort of put the word out that Lilcene is going to be like reestablished and it's under our protection and people who fled the city should come home and
There
to
are,
just try to start resettling it.
if you're interested in getting workers, like crafters and such, there are about a dozen guilds operate, plus guilds
Okay.
that operate within the city itself, that you can go put the word out that you're looking for people, and there might be buildings and
Well,
stuff
I think
available.
maybe we go check out what we've got and then figure out what we need.
Okay.
I don't know that you want to put the word out for people to come home if the
That's
Mage Emperor's
that's
just
true.
gonna give away their homes.
That's true. We don't get to resettle the whole town. We just get our little nook.
Out of game to turn. Hold up, I gotta pull out my calculator real quick. Out of game, it will take. It's gonna depend on what structures you guys want, but I'm pretty sure I know what structures you guys are gonna want, plus the walls and stuff. It's gonna be about 66,000 gold and take about 180 days to build a keep and turn it into a defensible position.
Yeah, I mean, I've got like 90,000 or the equivalent of like 90,000 gold on my person.
Yeah,
just about.
I
Like we can easily afford that.
I wanted to have that written down somewhere. All right. Are you guys gonna look for anything while you're in the city?
Um, I guess we never found out what part of the city Bryn was from, did we?
We did not.
No, it might be worth it to try to maybe see if we can track down her people. I can't help but think that all of what's happening is connected to her disappearance in some way. I mean, obviously the Lich is involved, but having some kind of like background on where she came from might not be a bad idea.
All right.
But I don't know, just in general, like what kind of stuff are people selling?
So this is larger than Aston by about a magnitude of 2. It is the heart and soul of the capital, unlike Aston, which is a secondary city. This is where the big boys come and trade. Like, this is where you find the people that are selling magic items on like the street for like 10 gold, and in shops, people are selling pretty much anything you can think of. You could theoretically find in the city if you spent long enough looking.
No, I think we should get a decent supply of diamonds worth about 300 gold each, because above game, Royce and I are both going to get access to Revivify next level up.
Correct.
We might want to be ready.
Ammo and weapons, or anything else you may need as well.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a storefront just hawking magic glaives, I'm in.
I think
Magic
you'll be
crossbow
hard
bolts.
pressed to find that in this.
Yeah, no, I somehow doubt it.
Do you want some steel or anything to start your forge with?
Well, I've got these 2 bags of coal that I bought up north. Um, and I think like if we want like a regular supply or regular deliveries, that would be like maybe some kind of contract we could make with someone here. But I think that's another thing we should just take a look around and see what we've got, figure out
Yeah.
what the plan is going to be.
All right. Start with the diamonds. Make an investigation check, and one person can roll with advantage, or 2 people can roll. It's your guys' choice. It is your guys' choice.
I choose to have Royce roll with advantage.
I already have advantage on investigation.
Do it.
19.
Okay. It takes you guys about a half an hour of kind of wandering in circles in between the 2 squares of the Mages Guild. Before you see this kind of shop wedged in between like 2 larger shops that don't seem to have anything of interest to you guys, that you find a magical reagents vendor in. Yeah. So yeah.
What do you think? 2 each? 3 each?
Viola only has 6 left because he only bought 10.
We may go through a lot of them.
Why don't we start with 3 each? If we're going to be based in this area, we can always come back.
Mm-hmm.
True.
I'm gonna
And
have
let's just make sure we keep ourselves well stocked.
I'm gonna have Viola go back up to 10 diamonds.
How much were they?
300 gold apiece on the dot.
So 900 each.
Yep. Or 90 platinum. I am seeing if there is anything else he needs real materials for. Real quick. I don't think so. No. Okay. Alright.
All right, I added those diamonds.
Yeah, the default diamond is 3,000, so you edit the value, by the way, Royce.
It was like 5,000.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's-
edited the
yeah.
value to be 300.
Alright. Beyond that, is there anything else that you guys are looking for directly?
I mean, not unless there are magic glaives or magic javelins or anything like that. Given the state of the magic item retail market
Yeah.
in the Empire, I would doubt it.
There are a couple shops that appear to be selling magic items, the real magic items, and they have like a written notice outside that it requires written permission from the Mages Guild to purchase.
Right.
Yes.
The spell that Lucy cast to get herself through the gate, when she was level 1 when she casted that to get herself through,
Mm-hmm.
does she need any additional components or anything to be able to get everybody else through?
Make an Arcana check for me. It's +5, I think, for you.
13.
You don't know if there's a material cost to get back.
Okay.
Yeah, and you kind of lucked into having the materials, but you don't know if there's a material cost to get back. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else on the list?
That's it.
I think we head back to Lil Scene, and then I think maybe like this week out of game, we can figure out what we want this place to look like.
Yeah.
So I guess when we go back, we'll in game say we figured that out and go hire the people we need to hire to make it happen. And then
Okay.
if
So
it
you guys
takes
are
108, so if it takes 180 days, we'll just start that clock like now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um So it'll be because of times and stuff. It'll be dark by the time you get to Little Scene. So you guys will have night and then have day, and then you can go back to Valerian. So because you guys are traveling on open road, I need somebody to roll a d20 for travel.
Could Lucy have gone and had a nice meal before we left?
Yeah.
We've been eating rations, and she'd like some real food.
Yeah.
Rations and good berries.
There are actually, like, no joke in Valerian, there are some amazing street vendors that are selling like fried foods, like gigantic like magically enhanced turkey legs. They're massive. Pretty
I'd
much
get one of those.
anything you can think of, you could probably find on a street vendor here.
When we're sitting down to eat our food, I'll pull out the alchemy jug and offer it to Lucy and just say wine.
That would be great.
I pour wine for everybody
Nice.
while we eat our
Thank you.
amazing food.
Yeah.
While we're eating our food, I'm going to tell everybody about my visitation from Avandra. I know that I haven't talked much about it going home, other than Alvin and I had a talk the other night during shift change, but we're going to need the titanium, and that's where we find it. There's, where the realms connect. I've also been thinking a lot about my sister, and I asked Avandra last night if she would let me know if she was safe, and she showed me some heavily armored men. Or women, I don't know, soldiers. I vaguely remember the armor, but not enough to remember exactly where it's from. And they were either entering the Feywild or leaving the Feywild. I couldn't tell. But considering I asked about Rose's safety, I would assume that it would be entering, which makes me feel that it's even more urgent that we go see what's going on there, along with getting our titanium that we need.
Yeah, I agree. That sounds like our next stop.
We need
Are you
it.
doing okay?
I'll be better once I see her. Until then, it's just kind of like, I assume she's fine, but I don't really know.
How do you feel about going back?
You know how I feel about going back. But I'll kill anyone I have to.
We'll kill anyone you have to.
Alright. Just thought I should share that all with you since it seemed pertinent to what we're doing.
All right. Travel die. As you guys go back to. Actually, I need 2. Kaz, did you roll one?
I did. I rolled a 16.
Okay. And the other one.
15.
Okie dokie. You guys make it over the course of 4 hours down the road until just around dusk. Make it till the abandoned town of Little Scene. Rubes charred from your previous adventures or misadventures in the town. Crossbow bolts in walls, wand explosion marks on the ground from where cultists detonated themselves. But the bodies seem to have been cleaned up by the Secta Gussus that kind of trapped you guys here.
I'll go by the forge, see if I can get it working again with the coal I have, and
Okay.
just make sure that my father's hammer and his holy symbol are still up there on the wall where I left them.
They're still there where you left them.
I'm gonna go with him with my Drake out so that he can light some of that coal up.
God, I actually have to look up something because I don't know something.
What?
What?
Impossible.
Oh wow!
What? Where is it? That is not it. Is it not in Tasha's? I could have swore that the extra tools rules were in Tasha's.
It might be in Xanathar's. I don't know.
They are in Xanathar's. I don't know why I thought they were in Tasha's.
Most things are in Tasha's.
That's fair.
It is Tasha's cauldron of most things, famously.
Mhm. That seems super odd, but it says that if it's doing something involving your tool, it's a so to get it working again, it's an advantage on investigation check. I would say survival if you have a higher roll on that. I don't know what your
Do.
modifiers
But
are.
it's up to you, whatever.
Yeah, I'll go survival because it's like
Advantage on survival?
yeah.
23.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to throw the coal in with the Drake lighting it, which is better than having wood and starting a fire and then putting coal on top of it. It will do no problem.
All right, looks like we're in business. Gotta get some bulk steel and iron.
Yeah.
Start making horseshoes or armor or whatever we need.
Sounds like a way to make some money too.
Yeah, a little bit. I can't say I'm worried about money right now, though. Like, I've been doing this my whole life, and I've never seen a fraction of the amount of money that I have on me.
I'm more mean for the people that move in.
Yeah.
It's a way. It's a means for them.
Well, we'll have to see who moves in. I have a feeling it's going to be mostly rich people looking for a country house.
Well, if we're gonna have a keep, we're gonna want it to be self-sustainable anyway. So figuring out a money supply is probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's very true. But yeah, this is an option. We can hire some people, till some of the farmland. Right? DM, do we also own like a chunk of farmland in addition to like the farmhouses?
So yeah, you guys own the and I'll pin um dang it, I don't know where it is because I've moved stuff around to make it easier for me and I've lost it.
Therefore, not making it easier.
Therefore,
for you?
not making it easier for me. But I can pin like the battle map, so like if you remember that, or I can share it right now. So, it's gonna look bad, but so if you guys can see my cursor, you have this house, you have the 2 farmhouses and the windmill, and you have all of the land associated with it that goes all the way back to the woods.
So we have basically 2 farms.
So you have this.
Plus,
So you have this, which is like a
yeah,
half-acre
that's
lot,
yeah,
and
that's
then
my house.
and then you have those 2 houses, which are 1 farm property and like the 6
Okay.
associated acres.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 6 acres of farmland, a forge. I have no idea if that's going to be self-sustaining, but we can certainly make a go of it.
We can certainly try.
Take a point, Max. Jesus. All right. I assume you guys are all taking a long rest in town or at your house. Are you guys going to take shifts?
We probably should.
Or risk it for the
Yeah,
biscuit?
I'll take a shift.
Okay.
I think once we've got a wall built and we've hired some guards, we won't need to do that anymore, but for now, seems smart.
All right. So, what is the order of the 3 shifts?
I'll take first.
All right, you'll go first, I'll take second.
All right.
I'll go last.
I was gonna say just because he has a high perception, Bile can go last.
No, I can then.
All right. So I'm gonna need the 3 perception rolls from the 3 people taking shifts.
$24.
Bile has advantage. Cool.
I have an 18.
All right. And you're going second, right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going first.
All right. Is there anything you 2 would like to do as you switch shifts, switch off shifts?
It's been peaceful. Hope it goes well for you.
Me too. Hey, Lucy,
Yeah.
I'm glad you decided to tell everyone about going home and about Rose.
Well, it seemed an inevitability at this point.
Sure, but I'm glad you spoke up when you did. I know this hasn't been easy.
No, and I'm sure it'll be harder once I get there and people realize I'm home, but it is what it is.
I just squeeze her hand as she goes off to bed.
Night, Alvin.
Night.
About 2 hours into your shift, Alvin, you hear these. Yeah, you hear these. A pair of very quiet footsteps on the roof, with a jingling of what almost sounds like yeah, make a history check.
Dirty 20.
What almost sounds like the bells from a court
Santa's sleigh.
gestures, like a court gestures headpiece.
You said this was on the roof?
Yes.
I misty step up onto the roof.
All right. Give me 1 second. 'Cause I'm trying to find a better mini now. All right. You are face to face with this gangly looking undead creature wearing a jester's hat.
I start yelling for everybody else to wake up.
All right, this is my favorite thing to do. Roll an anti-stealth check. Roll your stealth to see how unstealthy you are.
10.
You are not very loud. Hold up. Give me 1 second. All right. Did anybody else see? My camera's not high enough. I bounced it. It went off the back wall and then came out at me. That is still a 30-foot cube, so I need the 4 of you all to make perception checks with disadvantage. Because you did roll so low.
Does that include me?
No.
So the
4,
3 of
including
them plus
Bael.
Okay.
Yeah. Bael could roll a 1 and still hear you, so I'm not going to roll for him.
Me
Is
use
mine just
my-
normal because I have advantage with perception?
Yeah, yours is a straight roll if you have advantage with perception.
I'm
I
gonna guess
rolled
I can't use
5.
my passive because I'm asleep.
Yes, correct. What was that, Tomash?
5.
Okay.
18.
9.
Royce and Bael wake up Tomach and Lucy as you guys hear the screaming. Give me 1 second. I need everybody to roll initiative. Thank you. I totally forgot Bael took fucking alert. Holy shit. Alright, does anybody have over a 20? Besides Bael. 20 to 15.
19.
19 for Tomash. Alright, 15 to 10.
12.
Alright, Alvin, what did you get?
7.
7. And Royce.
8.
Okay. I need Alvin to make a Constitution saving throw, please. Because they get an action because they technically surprised you. One of
this
them
a
does.
spell?
It is a spell.
So I have advantage.
That is correct.
Natural 20 for a 29.
All right. That will save. So you take half damage, which is 32 points of necrotic damage. Let me share Tabletop Simulator. Cool. All right. Give me 1 second because there is another page I was supposed to open with these that I did not open.
No, you're good. You're good.
Sorry.
Were they really called Grim Jester?
Yes, they really are called Gym Jesters. All right. This Grim Jester goes to the top of the roof, the arc of the roof, and you hear in this really, really weird voice. Why did the halfling stop dating his warforged girlfriend? Because she was too high maintenance. I need all of you, including the Drake, to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Is this Tunja's hideous laughter
Uh,
or something? Is this a spell?
This is not a spell. This is his action ability.
You said wisdom?
Yes.
Inspiration.
Okay.
22.
That succeeds.
Dirty 20.
14.
14 fails. 30, 20 succeeds. What did you get, Alvin?
Just a 13.
That is a fail. What did the Drake get?
Oh, he failed. He got a 14.
Okay, that is a fail. You all, the three of you that failed, the Drake, Alvin, and Tomash, fall down prone laughing for 2 turns. All right.
Does the Drake understand common?
No.
Hold up.
Only Draconic, right?
This joke is told is a ancient nihilistic joke of extreme power, and this joke only has no effect on undead and construct and is translated into other languages.
It was worth the thought.
It was. It actually made me go back and reread it. So that's good. That's good on you. Okay. All right. Bael is going to run outside here. See that one. Because nobody's taken any damage yet, because I actually pay attention. No offense. I love you, Sir Axis. 3rd level Guiding Bolt. That'll be a 28, which will hit. Holy shit. 32 points of damage as I rolled 4 6s.
Third level guiding bolt, shouldn't it be 6 dice?
Yes, I said I got that high because I rolled 4 6s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's 4 points off max damage. I rolled 4 6s and 2 4s. That is Bael's turn. Tomash is still prone, laughing in a fit of rage. And at the end of his turn, I need him to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, we got a 15.
All right. Okay. Lucy, since you're standing next to him. Actually, Royce is in the same because I assume you guys are downstairs.
I'm gonna run outside, followed by.
No. I'm saying what's happening because it's still Tomash's turn.
Okay.
He stops laughing as you notice that Tomash goes unconscious and has fallen to 0 hit points.
Shit.
Do you want to know the name of the ability? Because I fucking love it. It's called the Killing Joke. Batman.
Would that trigger my restless endurance or no?
You can trigger that whenever you want to fall to 0 hit points. So if you want to trigger that, you will be at 1.
Oh, I guess it's gonna trigger.
Okay. All right. All right, that is Tomash's turn.
So he's at 1.
Correct.
For my bonus action, I will healing word him.
Left Chester's up first.
Okay.
All right. That is a nat 20 on his dagger attack on Alvin on the
Nope.
roof.
Nope.
You can't see him.
You're
still inside,
I hate
so
this game.
That is 30 points of damage flat.
On a non-magical dagger.
Correct.
So 27.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Lucy, it is your turn.
I'm gonna run outside
Okay.
over by Al. Can I see? Do I see one or do I see both?
You see this one now. Bael didn't when he came outside. Or yeah, no, Bael did, but he got the one near.
Are they within 30 feet of each other?
Yes, they are.
I am going to use my sorcery points.
Mm-hmm.
Before I do that, I am going to cast Mass Cure Wounds out of the wand or
Okay.
the staff.
Okay.
So that's going to be my action.
All right. How much healing does that do?
Let me roll it. $15, everyone.
The Joker, the jester that is in front of Alvin, just goes. Everyone takes 15 points of damage instead.
Okay.
Tomash is unconscious again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Then I'm going to use my sorcery points.
Okay.
And I'm going to quicken and twin Witch Bolt at 2nd level.
Okay.
To hit both of them.
So you have advantage on the left one.
I'll roll the right one first.
Okay.
I'm gonna inspiration that.
Okay.
Or Tides of Chaos that. 16?
To hit?
Yeah.
That will not hit.
Okay. Well, you said I have advantage on the other one, right?
You do, because guiding bolt.
9 21.
21 will hit.
Alright, so that one is 2, 12. So that one's gonna take 12 lightning damage.
Alrighty. He is looking pretty singed between the guiding bolt and the witch bolt now. All right. Rice, it is your turn.
And I assume I'm inside. So
You are still inside.
I am actually going to come outside.
Okay.
So my Drake
Is
is prone.
and
But
laughing.
you know what?
And laughing.
He is, but I'm gonna burn a level 1 spell slot.
Uh-huh.
and get rid of him and resummon him.
God.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and fire my crossbow bolts at the same one Lucy targeted.
Okay.
DM inspiration,
Sure.
and I forgot that I was going to. And the reason I'm DMing, one of those was going to hit anyway. It didn't matter probably, but I do want to take my
Sharpshooter on the second one.
yeah, my sharpshooter.
Okay.
It's a 28 and a 30.
Both will hit by a lot.
And my Drake's going to use his reaction. I'm going to take his fire damage on the crit, or on the first one.
Cool. I need necrotic taken out, by the way, from you.
$31 on the one with fire damage.
Okay.
And just 15 on the second.
All right. Goes into the side and nothing. They pierce and like it's wet, but like nothing is coming out from these wounds. Like it hit, but nothing is coming out. It's very, very odd.
Since I used the spell slot as an action, I am just gonna have my Drake go up and flank.
Even though Alvin's prone and it's not flanking.
I was gonna just
Fair.
yeah. Can you go behind him though?
Behind
Oh,
Alvin.
he is. Never
Yeah,
mind.
he is.
Yeah. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right. Alvin, you are in your first turn of your fit of laughter. At the end of your turn, please make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Is this a spell?
No, this is part of the killing joke.
Oh, okay. 12.
You all hear Alvin stop laughing as he falls. Actually, screw it. He falls to 1 hit point. I'm going to use Bael's reaction from his shield. So he stops for a brief second as you see the shield light up, and Alvin kind of hold on. All right, I want to Okay. All right. It is now this jester's turn. He's going to walk up behind Alvin to make. That will, in fact, hit. Oof. Oof. Only 11 points of damage.
I'm unconscious, but
Yeah.
yeah.
As we're back to the top of the initiative order. And that will knock you unconscious. All right. Bael did see Tomash go prone as he was running out because that happened first. Right? Okay. he's going to go inside and he's going to attempt to feed a potion to Tomash. That is a 3 and a 4. Plus how much for base potion? 2?
Yeah.
Is 9 points of healing to Tomash as the potion actually works. As his bonus action, he's going to come out, take his other... He needs extra movement now, doesn't he? No, he still only has 30 feet. 15 feet in. If he takes 15 feet back, he can see that one. Just a first level guiding bolt this time. Oof. That is only going to be a 15, which will not hit. 4. All right. With that, Tomash, it is now your turn. Lucy's on deck after the other jester.
All right, I rolled for my healing potion, got a 7, so it's just standard.
By the way, when you drop
Okay.
unconscious, you stop laughing, and the killing joke thing kind of ends.
It's 2, it's 9 healing. And then I'm just gonna end my turn there, try to compose myself.
Right. Royce. I need you to make a charisma saving throw for me, please.
Is it? It's 8.
It's 8.
It's an 8. Yep.
All right. You guys see a cloud of smoke go around this jester on the left. But the jester's still there when the smoke clears, and it's very, very confusing. I hate to do this because I'm gonna have to re-screen share everything, and the screen's gonna go. Actually, I'm just gonna type it up. Lucy, it's now your turn.
Okay.
All right.
Can I merciful leap up on the roof?
Easy enough to do.
I'm gonna roll for my everlasting potion. That is an 11.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes it just a regular potion.
All right.
I'm gonna use my potion of superior healing on Alvin.
All right. That cannot be ridiculed, so the healing goes through.
— 26 points of healing.
Okay.
And then, you said the one jester's still there?
Yeah, the one on the left, it just smoke happened, and then he was still there. It was a little
Right.
weird.
But he's still under my, witch bolt?
Yes.
He's gonna take 1 fucking point of lightning damage.
Okay.
That's my turn.
I'm going to use my reaction for absorb elements. So I take nothing.
I wondered how long that was gonna last. All right. Royce, it's now your turn.
I'm going to actually turn to myself on the ground
Mm-hmm.
and take both my shots at myself.
Okay.
Because I know it's not me.
Okay.
And
I will say you guys see 2 crossbow bolts come out of the left Grim Jester's dagger, and you are both very confused.
the one that I'm taking the sharpshooter on is the first one,
Okay.
which rolled a 24, and this second shot rolled a 28.
All right.
And my Drake will use his reaction on the first hit. $31 points of damage from the first crossbow bolt. And 19 from the second crossbow bolt.
All right. So how much total damage between the two? Uh, 36 or 40.
Yeah, 36. 36.
All right. You all see the Grim Jester point his dagger at Royce, and 2 crossbow bolts come out of it, striking Royce. The second one in the head as Royce falls over dead, but in another puff of smoke as it lies on the ground dead, it turns into the Grim Jester's body, and then you're like, oh.
I'm still confused, but okay.
Does that mean that I did damage to Royce?
Yes.
Well, thank God it was a 1.
Yep.
Thank
That's
God
why I
for
started
absorb
laughing
elements.
when you said it was a 1. Like it was a bad thing. I just couldn't hold it in anymore. I started laughing.
I got so lucky there because you chose to hit me with a magic damage that I could absorb elements on. Thank you.
All right, Alvin, it is now your turn.
Half my movement to stand up from prone.
Yep.
And I'm just going to start swinging at this guy who's left.
All right.
So first attack is a 19 to hit.
That will just miss.
Second attack is a 21 to hit.
21 will just hit. Or will
Okay.
hit. That should give away the AC.
Right. We're going to do a second level smite because you said he's undead.
Yes.
And we'll spend a hit die to do another 2d6. That's exactly 40 damage total, slashing, lightning, and radiant.
Okay. All right. 40 total points of damage. All right.
And then with my bonus action, I'm going to drink a greater healing potion.
Okay.
For 12 healing. And then with my movement, I am just gonna stay within his range, but move around him to the other side so that like the Drake can get up and flank with me,
Okay.
or someone else if they want to.
All right. Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
And that's my turn.
All right. The grim jester on the roof kind of looks at you all with his cackling voice. Why do wizards like fireball so much? Because it's a well-rounded spell.
Am I able to counterspell this?
No, because it's an ability. Which means everybody needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
And anyone within 10 feet of me gets +4.
What was that, Tomash?
I asked if I needed to make one too, since I'm still inside.
You are within 60 feet of him, so yes.
26.
Saves.
19.
I've lost my thing. That is a 25 for Tomash. What did you roll, Royce?
19.
That saves.
The
I
Drake
have an
rolled
18.
4.
Drake rolled a 4. I saw Tomash, you rolled a 10.
I did.
All right. What was yours, Alvin?
18.
That just saves. So only... You guys hear Tomash laughing from upstairs, by the way, at this point. All right. Give me a second. Give me a second. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do as Bael here. What would Bael do here?
Would Bael do, or what should Bael do?
What should Bael do?
Bael would ask how much health we all have.
Even though you guys took damage when you got healed earlier?
Yep, that's what he would do.
All right.
What he should do is just attack the guy that
He
that's
can't get
left.
up there, though. That's the problem. With 30 feet of movement. Oh, and another first level guiding bolt. We'll move over here. Oof, that is cocked against my D6. That's a 19. That just misses. Does he have how many DM inspirations he has on his sheet?
Probably not.
No, he doesn't. I'm gonna use one anyway. That's worse. That's a 15. Anyway, all right. That is, I guess, his turn. Unfortunately. 14. Sorry, 12. You want me to use? I'll use another one. That's a 25. That'll hit. You take.
I think he has more saved up than I do at this point.
Take 2 off. He used a bunch on Friday. Take 2 off. Biella just used 2. For 15 points of damage. As the guiding bolt strikes him with radiant force. Tomash, it is now your turn. So make a Constitution saving throw.
17.
That just saves. So you were laughing for one more round because I rolled a 2 again. All right, that jester died, so that means it's now Lucy's turn.
Was I able to tell from when Alvin hit him that he took extra radiant damage?
He didn't take extra radiant damage, took extra damage because he was undead.
Well, that's stupid. Fine, then I am going to Ray of Frost.
All right.
Natural 20 for 32 to hit.
All right, roll damage for me, please.
What?
I rolled 9, and then I double. Do I roll 2 more, or do I just double that?
No, so you add the max damage die.
Okay, so 9 plus 8 is 17.
So it's 8. So it's you roll 2d8 and then add 8 to that.
Yeah, I rolled 9 plus 8.
Or
is
sorry, you
17.
roll 3d8 and add 8 to that, so you get one full 8.
1. So 18.
Okay, 18 points of damage.
Yeah.
All right. He doesn't seem to take the full amount of damage on that.
Well, I don't give a shit. I'm going to do it again.
All right.
That's a 19, so 31 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
For 5 more.
All right, so you'll take 2. Royce.
Um.
I'm sorry.
Oh, as a
Sorry.
healing as a bonus action, because I haven't actually used it yet. I'm gonna healing word on Alvin for another 6 points of damage or healing.
He will take 6 points of damage.
Fuck!
So you just hear this.
I just want to be helpful.
All right.
Didn't you already use your bonus action when you did the cantrip a second time?
Oh
With your
shit! I did.
bracers?
Yeah, that's
Sweet,
right.
so I don't have to take 6 damage.
No,
No, you
doesn't have to
don't.
take 6 damage, yeah.
And you don't have to use the spell slot.
Well, it's not a spell slot, so
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is you used, you get to save it.
yep.
All right. Any movement, Lucy?
No.
I'm just gonna knock both my crossbow bolts at him. First one will have my feet.
Well,
Sorry.
sorry. Can I just move so that I'm like flanking for Alvin?
Yeah, so you're in melee range?
Yeah.
Okay. All
Sorry,
right.
Rice.
Okay. Now I'm gonna take my 2 shots with my feet in the first one. Which I shouldn't have done because that's a miss. It was a 13.
Yeah.
Second shot was a 19 now.
So that is a crit, right?
Yeah, it's a 19 and then for a 32. And my Drake's gonna use his reaction there too.
All right.
For 43.
$43 points of damage?
Sorry, no. It should be 37.
Okay.
I mathed wrong.
Yeah. Because no necrotic damage.
Yep. Well, I just couldn't add properly.
Yeah. That happens to best of us, man.
And then my Drake is going to move up to flank on the other side as well.
All right. Okay. That's the end of your turn.
Actually, my Drake gets to take a bite too.
Yeah, very bonus action. Absolutely.
Yeah. That's going to be a 17 though.
That will miss, unfortunately. All right. Alvin, your turn.
All right. First swing. This is +2 for flanking.
Correct.
18.
That will unfortunately miss.
Second swing. That is a 25.
That will hit.
My last second level slot on a smite, and spend another hit die.
All right. What damage does your hit die do again?
It does 2d6 lightning.
Oh, okay. I don't know
So
why I thought it
that
was necrotic for some reason.
no.
Yeah.
So that's 34 total.
Okay.
And then bonus action shaft.
Yep. He's looking slices through his back and so you just this wound opens, just nothing coming out
Yeah.
of it though.
That's a dirty 30 on the shaft.
That will hit.
Okay, first level smite and another hit die.
Jesus.
$29 damage.
Oh my god. Oh jeez. Okay. Okay.
Yep, that's my turn.
All right. It's now the Joker's turn, and he looks at you. Just obliterated, like clearly seconds away from death at this point. Just looks at you. I'm going to get last laugh on die. And he looks at you, Lucy. The betrayer lords send their regards, and he pulls out a bead out of his pocket and crushes it. As his golden energy emanates from his hand. And I need Royce, Lucy, Alvin, and the Drake to make dexterity saving throws as Delayed Blast Fireball goes off.
So it's a spell?
It is a spell.
21.
21 saves.
22 for me, and then
Saves.
a 16 for the Drake.
Drake fails.
Do I get anything for being next to Alvin?
+4, right?
Yep.
22.
That saves. So you all will take half damage as the Delayed Blast Fireball goes off, which is 26 points of fire damage. Except for the Drake, which takes full for 8, which is 50.
The Drake should also get a +4, right?
Oh, yeah, the Drake gets +4, which puts it up to 20. So he saves and takes no damage because it's fire damage. So, cool.
So 26.
Yeah, 26 points of fire damage to the three of you.
You're talking, but I can't hear you. Rice.
Oh no, did his voice meter go?
Nope. Nope, we're good. We're
Okay.
good. I'm going to use absorb elements as a reaction there.
All right. You already take half of that, so you only take 13 points of damage.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Lucy yells out, but in anger. I tried very hard to not put this house on fire!
It seemed to be a magical fire because it didn't set the roof on fire or anything. It's very odd.
Okay, then she's less mad.
Yeah.
The roof. The roof. The roof is not on fire.
We don't need no water because it's not gonna burn. Take a point. It's a good song.
I literally looked at every other spell on my list. I'm like, I can't set this building on fire.
And it
My
was
childhood
resistant
home,
to
thank you.
cold.
It's too important to you. I can't set this building on fire.
It was resistant to pro. By the way, as it dies, you stop laughing, Tomash, and come back to
I'm glad it didn't burn down, but what a character moment that would have been.
right.
Doing
To be
like the
fair, I
Luke
have set it.
Skywalker learning my burning house.
To be fair, I have set it on fire once already in this campaign.
My house?
Yeah. Lucy and Bryn Ray frosted it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. You guys spent a couple days repairing it too.
I was like, we've already fixed it once.
I don't want to do it again. All right. What do you guys want to do immediately after combat ends?
I'll just lay on hands myself for like 38.
I was gonna cast another Mass Cure Wounds.
Go ahead. I'm still nowhere near full after the 38.
Bile will take 10 minutes and do Prayer of Healing. At 4th level, because you guys are going to take a long rest, or finish your long rest anyway. 35 points of healing to everybody from Bile.
And 19 from me.
So 19 from Lucy, and how much from Bael?
35 from Bile.
All right.
All right. I want to make sure what you said. Turned to you and said, "The betrayer lords send their regards."
Did the rest of us hear that?
Yes. The 3 of you on the roof did.
I just kind of look apprehensively at Lucy, but I don't say anything.
And so it begins.
Friends of yours?
No, did you not hear what they said? It's the Lich.
Okay. Make a history check, Lucy.
$13.
I want to make sure I have names right here. You should know that the Fae have a lot of different tricks up their sleeves depending. You also remember that one of the people under Titanian Inner Circle was known as the Court Jester. Those things were not from here, based off their appearance.
But I'm also like I'm not used to them being undead either, am I?
But you only know about them in name, you've never seen them in person, so you would have no idea.
Well, I thought it was the Lich, but they were definitely from my world. That worries me even more.
Yeah, it could be both, I suppose.
Which worries me even more.
Yeah.
Like I said, Avandra showed me people either entering or leaving my realm. What if they went there and brought things back?
It's troubling for sure. But Bael and I will finish up the watch. Why don't the rest of you try to get some sleep?
You sure you only want a short rest at that point?
Oh no, I mean like finish to the end of my watch.
Finishing you're watching by all
Yeah.
breakthrough. Alright. And you all see it out.
Can can Lucy cuddle with the Drake after that?
Sure.
It was a little upsetting.
The Drake really needs a name.
What is the Drake's name? You've
You
told me
have
like
the Drake's
twice.
name.
You've told me twice that I've
I
forgotten.
have sent it to you. Yes,
I know, and I've
it was
forgotten.
in your
It's great.
Discord
Anyway,
DMs.
it is. Anywho, you guys get your long rest in. You can hit your long rest button so we won't forget next week. I have your HP working properly now, Sir Axis. And I will see you. We'll see you all next week. We're gonna end a little early so that we can talk strongholds and stuff. You're all right, one of my friends, and we'll see you guys next week. Friday, campaign ending. Vidracones 5-hour battle with Tiamat. Let's fucking go! It's gonna be disgustingly awesome. Tune in for that, and we'll see you guys next Monday for another episode of Sawyer 7. Peace.